All right, welcome everybody. I've got 2 tokens left for our readings for February. Let's see who's next. Aries. Welcome, Aries. Don't forget to check out your moon and rising sign for a more complete view of the month. I'm going to start shuffling here as we go over the astrology. Let's see. Which deck? There we are. Okay, so this month, February 1st, is the holiday of Imbolc, which is a pagan holiday celebrating the halfway point between the winter solstice and the vernal equinox. It marks their ancient Celtic first day of spring. It's a fire festival honoring the goddess Brigid. And we have the Ace of Cups that fell out there, so I'm going to take that. New emotional beginning. It looks like a rebirth. Faith being emphasized. Overflowing with love. Happiness. Security, an emotional fountain. That's beautiful. Okay, and then we also have on the 5th of February at 1:30 Eastern Time a full moon at 22 degrees Cancer in sidereal astrology. That's making a T-square to Uranus, so the planet of freedom and the unexpected. And then we have on the 13th the sun moving into sidereal Aquarius around 1 in the morning. And then following day, of course, is Valentine's Day. I'll do separate love readings for that. And then the 15th, we have Neptune conjunct Venus. This can intensify and deepen compassion and sensuality in an existing relationship that's healthy. Otherwise, it might give you the tendency to overlook red flags and have a kind of a rose-colored opinion of the other person. And but you may also have trouble focusing at work. A lot of daydreaming could go on, but that's a great time for creative projects, pursuing any hobby you love, full of creativity and beauty like art, writing, music, poetry, movies, books. And then you also have an increased compassion for people and can get a lot of joy out of charity work as well. Okay, underneath the card we have the World. So we have a 1 and then we have a 21, a completion. This is the end of a cycle, completion of a circle ruled by Saturn. So Saturn rules contracts and circles, which are typically on the World card. So let's take a look at from an ending to a new beginning, the Tower. Another double ending is emphasized for Aries. There's a big transformation and shift underway. So this could also be an epiphany, striking you like lightning, a new idea. With the Ace of Cups there, the Tower doesn't feel so scary. It's kind of like it's for your own good. It's for cleaning out the garbage, the things that we're used to. Doesn't mean they're good for us. And then we have the 4 of Cups. Yeah, there is the Ace of Cups there in the background, right? She's looking very displeased and bored and unsatisfied with these 3 cups. She's not entertained anymore, looking for this change. So I think that is a welcome change, the Tower bringing in this new Ace of Cups. Could be a partnership or just a pleasurable activity or pursuit. And then, okay, you are changing places. Ace of Pentacles. So 2 aces, change of places. Maybe that's what the big Tower is, the shift is. Could be moving. This could be a job offer in the background there, or an offer to move to a different part of, to a new world. It doesn't even have to be out of the country, but it could be in a new location. So it's new world to you. And then we have the 3 of Wands. Okay, ships coming in. So the merchant overseeing their ships. This is actually your card. It's ruled by the sun in Aries. So your will you cast out into the void, and now this is your response. You're getting a return on your investment. You're getting the answers you desire, I think, through the Tower and the 2 aces coming in. Again, she's waiting. And then all of a sudden, boom, it shows up. You could get an email that you've been looking for, or a letter of acceptance, welcoming you into a new company or a new circle of friends or associates. It's all very exciting. Shift happening. Of course, we're coming up on the Aries ingress in the tropical zodiac, March 20th. So next month begins your month, Aries, your birthday. So the vernal equinox could be huge for you, but we'll get to March when we get there. We're still talking about February. You could be getting the news in February and taking action by March. Okay. Underneath we have yin, intuition, trust, patience, spirituality, and receptivity, the feminine energy. Yeah, letting go, and you already sent your intentions out into the universe, and now, like I said, you're waiting for a response. Okay. Let's see what other astrology cards we have for you. The Square, challenging situation and a mountain to climb. Okay, that could be the Tower. It can be an obstacle or a difficulty, like making yourself uncomfortable, stretching yourself outside your comfort zone in order to earn these things. You could be working on your physical health, and you have a fitness goal that you've been working on. You do rule the body, Aries, so I know it's very important to you. So you could be breaking through walls. Maybe you hit a plateau in your health or your fitness goal, and now this is you achieving victory over that with the world showing up. We also have the South Node destined to release. That does very much go along with the Tower. Mars is destruction and Pluto. So they're representing the endings in the Tower. So you're letting go of this challenge. Things aren't going to be as difficult anymore. It feels like there was a dam holding up, holding back these manifestations for you. It wasn't the right time. And the fact that this Ace of Cups flipped out while I was shuffling, it was very emphasized that it's arriving. It's pushing through suddenly in the Tower. It's like the floodgates are open. And then we have House 6, establishing a foundation, health, daily life, and practical details. I did mention some of you are working on your body, your fitness goals, a routine. This is where you finally start seeing results. Maybe you've been working on it since January 1st and you haven't seen any gains or results or losses, whatever you're looking for. But this Three of Wands is telling you, be patient, it's coming. Just stay true to your routine. Don't give up on yourself. Don't skip a day. Don't go easy on yourself, or else it could bring your progress to a screeching halt. So stay dedicated to your goals, and they will manifest. And then we have House 5, passion, play, children, confidence, and creativity, that Leo energy. Okay, Leo, your sister fire sign. You have no trouble getting along with that. Makes a nice harmonious trine to any placement you have in Leo. But this bird, singing, it's I always think of that Bob Marley song, Three Little Birds. Don't worry about a thing. Every little thing's going to be all right. So release the stress, the tension, any kind of sadness or doubt that things are going to come through for you. Don't worry. It's all going to be all right. Okay. So be confident about your decision to let go of old patterns or people or situations, because you're going to feel so much happier on the other side. I mean, Leo rules the sun card, for goodness sakes, and you are ruled by the sun, the actual planet, the sun. So there's a lot of joy and light coming your way. If it seems like it's been absent for a little while, it's you could see a breakthrough here in the month of February. So let's take a look at your Queen of the Moon Oracle for our full moon the 5th and our new moon the 20th. See what's happening for you, Aries. Okay, there's two here. We have blossoming, the flower moon, number 33, the master teacher number. Could be in the presence of one or becoming one. And now we have the Three of Wands here. Could be saying the number 333 show up. Research on your own what that means to you. But yeah, the Trinity, the triangle being the strongest structure in nature, to me speaks of strong foundations that you're building and growing from. This tower had to come down because it wasn't stable, it wasn't secure, as a triangle or trinity would be. So the flower moon, I'm trying to remember when that takes place. I believe it is in early spring. So I did mention by March could be a huge month for you. And I'm going to take a read of the book from it. Okay, the flower moon is actually the full moon in May, and that would be 3 months exactly from the full moon happening on February 5th. And it's funny that the threes are a theme here, so 3 more months, maybe another trimester if you're waiting to give birth, again, to an idea or a child. But so, and also May 5th this year it's a lunar eclipse as well, not just a full moon, but an eclipse. So that's when the major tower may fall, or the major shifts may be coming. I'm trying to keep this focused on February, but it keeps pushing me further out into the future. So let's see what the blossoming says. I mean, the flower has to start somewhere. It starts as a seed. We have a seed here in the Ace of Coins. again, that you've planted. And the Ace of Cups, these new beginnings, you've definitely initiated yourself into something. And we have do not give up. You have planned for this. Take no notice of what others think or say about you. Open and rise. Someone around you may be jealous of your success. Mark your victories. I joyfully blossom and I feel no fear. In the country in which I live, there really aren't any meadows, the classic kind of gently rolling open space, often between a forest or mountains. This kind of space whispers to you, here, rest a while, lay down, my friend, it's soft. The first true meadow I saw was in Yosemite National Park in the United States. It was early spring, the snows had pretty much stopped, and nature had taken her opportunity. In front of me, as far as I could see, was a green meadow of grasses covered in blossoming flowers. It was so beautiful it almost made me cry. I just stood there for a long time taking it all in. It felt so hopeful and new and joyful. So I felt hopeful and renewed and joyful. I walked into the shadow and was soon surrounded by this blossoming. Oh, meadow. I read it as shadow. Interesting. The flower fragrance drifted up with the breeze. There was a dusting of pollen on my clothes. I could hear the contented buzzing of a few insects. In that moment, I was so grateful to be a part of the meadow. Anything seemed possible here. There is a time to blossom. We plant seeds, physically and metaphorically, so they will blossom into what we intend. Perhaps the journey has been a long and hard one, but we shouldn't give up, especially if we are close. Fear is usually the thing that prevents flow and blossoming. Fear of failure, fear of success, fear of change, fear of what people think. I could go on, but know that if we can release the useless fears and begin to enjoy our growth and eventual blossoming, it will be all worthwhile. The companion stone or metal is ruby. All right, that's the July birthstone. And July is typically the month of Cancer in tropical astrology, so it could be talking again about the beginning of the full moon in Cancer until this full moon in May. All right, and then we have, oh my gosh, another 3. Realization. For real, Aries. Okay. Woo. Yeah. All right, I have to read this too. With self-awareness comes realization. Knowledge is power. Self-examination of your role within a situation is important. I have timely self-awareness and act upon my realizations. As we move into the early waxing cycle, light begins to shine upon the shadows, illuminating what is. This is the beautiful of a powerful process. Realization. When we decide to really examine our lives without fear or favor, it can be hard. This is no doubt an act of courage. We might not like what we discover after all, yet without self-awareness and will to act upon those realizations, whether we perceive them as negative or positive, we do not get to change and grow. Realization that we have a pattern, a bad habit, or a behavior that is causing us pain is a powerful position, even though we may feel worry and pain around this discovery. We can then take personal responsibility to change our situation since we know our current position. Knowing ourselves more completely enables us to accept ourselves more readily and to dare to love exactly who we really are. The companion stone or metal is aventurine, and aventurine opens up doorways and gives you, it's a green stone, it's really pretty. It speaks to the heart chakra too. So, okay, what is it? Knowing is half the battle, and I don't mean to use this, but admitting you have a problem is the first step, right? So that's that self-awareness, that self-acknowledgement of patterns, possibly destructive patterns or obstructive patterns that have kept this flow from coming in. What's kept the gate from opening, right? What have you not been releasing? That's what's causing this blockage, this square here. Okay. It's something to do with your daily habits, your daily patterns, or your health with the house 6 there. All right, but you have the courage with house 5 with the Leo energy showing up. So now let's check out what your archetype card is. Let's get the most exciting readings for last. Leo had an amazing reading. And now all I have left is Sagittarius. The fire signs are coming in late this time. That's okay. Okay, the medallion number 59. This was in a recent pick a card, but right away this looks like a sun, doesn't it? The golden yellow glow and the rays coming out. That's your ruling body is the sun. Also that Leo energy we were talking about. The solar plexus is ruled by the sun. The courage. And then let's take a look at that card. All right, the amulet, the talisman, the heirloom, the passing on of sacred objects is an ancient ritual within families, between lovers, and in tribes across the globe. We gift jewels, treasures, keepsakes, and mementos of all kinds, some of great material value, others that hold emotional resonance, and still others with both. Yet, when these gifts are bestowed upon us, it's important to recognize that they may bind us to an unspoken agreement or promise. When the medallion card appears, be aware of how the object you hold dear may be embedded with unconscious energy or expectations. Materials hold consciousness, and it's time to reconcile the vibration of the object around you. What do you covet and collect? Why? Is there an object you have held on for years that you are ready to release? Perhaps it's time to reach for the medallion that aligns with your deepest values. Okay, I just got this image of spring cleaning with the sound beating there, destined to release. Actual material goods might be clogging up your ability to allow new blessings and gifts to come in because there's no room in your apartment or your house or your basement. It's full. So what can you release that has no value or may have a negative value or energy attached to it? So you can bring in a more divinely blessed object or energetically aligned object that you can use to your advantage for the new stage in your life. You know, maybe a certain piece of jewelry or clothing held an important feeling to you in the past, but you're not the same person anymore. You're blossoming into something completely new, because you're releasing an old layer of skin. So, and especially with the fitness goals, you might be shedding pounds, outgrowing clothes. Well, you got to clean out your wardrobe before you can go out and buy new clothes, right? All right, so when light, upholding tradition, protecting, honoring; when dark, burdensome, inheritance or habituation. Go deeper. Ancient Egyptian scarab amulets. The scarab I know has to do with the moon cycle. It's every 28 days that I think they roll up their dung beetles. Look further into that. I don't want to get it wrong and misquote myself, but it does have to do with cycles of the moon. Do you believe that objects contain supernatural properties? When have you experienced this to be true? Imagine if you and your family, school, or social group had a crest, emblem, or amulet. What would it be? Draw it. Okay, so yeah, once you do that spring cleaning and releasing, maybe invoke something. I get sigil magic for some of you if you're into that or you want to learn about it. Could be something that could benefit you. Signs and symbols rule the world after all, right? Not words or laws. Who said that? No, it's escaping me. Is it Hippocrates or Socrates or one of those greats, right? Okay, so moving on, we're going to check out our Journey of Love card for you. Soft. Okay, this is emphasizing that yin energy, the intuition, trust, patience, spirituality, and receptivity. Soft is a very feminine quality. Number 47. All right. A sanctuary bathed in soft light, your heart is receptive, inviting, and gentle. It brings strength to the weary, comfort to the lonely, and healing to the wounded. It is a magnet for all that is needed. For you, your beloved's your world. Don't imagine you must always be the fighter, going against the part of your nature that longs for harmony and peace. This is your time to be soft, to surrender, to let the subtle waves of the heart invite love in, and to receive. In doing so, you will give so much. This oracle brings you a message of peace. Surrender now. Be soft, even as, just for this moment of quiet reflection, you have perhaps been working too hard at growing and living. Take some moments to replenish and allow the divine to help you, dear one. Be soft so that you are receptive to the divine. It is when we let go that we truly perceive the obstacles that lie between us and oneness with the divine lover. Let go and perceive that the divine lover is already awakening in your heart. And the medallion talked about letting go of objects. Okay, so that's an invitation to let light in, to let love in. Let's find out what your angels and ancestors can contribute to this reading. Okay. What do we have here? Mirror Guardian, take time to reflect. I think I mentioned that for you guys as well. Reflect on yourself. That realization message, I think, connected to self-reflection. Recognize what you've been doing wrong or what you've been holding on to. Some introspection there. And then we have the Stag, trust and thrive. Okay, there's a very masculine energy too, but I love the brown and green, the earth elements there. It's very grounded, secure, And it also has the same energy here as this Ace of Pentacles, the green and the gold, the heart chakra, the solar plexus, feeling and knowing your way forward. That's the trust. And that'll lead you to an ability to thrive because you're open to receiving the changes that are coming towards you and the growth that's being asked of you. Okay. Let's get your animal medicine for Aries. Ooh. Well, that came out. We have the blank one. I believe those are for you to draw your own medicine shield. I did not remove those from the deck, so we're going to go with the one that did flip out, which is the raven. They're the most intelligent of all birds, right? They're the communicators between spirit and the physical world, I believe. And number 16's showing up again, and we had the tower, number 16, show up in this reading. How's that for synchronicity? Ah yes, the title of this card is called Magic. Raven, black as pitch, mystical as the moon. Speak to me of magic, I will fly to you soon. Throughout time, Raven has carried the medicine of magic. This has been true in many cultures across the planet. It is sacred in the medicine way to honor Raven as the bringer of magic. If the magic is bad medicine, the carrier may be honored out of fear rather than out of respect. Those who fear Raven may do so because they have been dabbling in areas in which they had no knowledge, and a spell may have backfired on them. Rather than analyzing the dark side of sorcery, realize that you will fear Raven only if you need to learn about your inner fears or self-created demons. Maybe that's what the Mirror Guardian is referring to. Raven magic is powerful medicine that can give you the courage to enter the darkness of the void, which is the home of all that is not yet in form. The void is called the Great Mystery. Great Mystery existed before all other things came into being. Great Spirit lives inside the void and emerged from the Great Mystery. Raven is the messenger of the void. If Raven appears in your spread, you're about to experience a change in consciousness. This may involve walking inside the Great Mystery on another path at the edge of time. It would portend a signal brought by the raven that says you have earned the right to see the experience a little more of life's magic. Raven's color is the color of the void, the black hole in space that holds all the energy of the creative source. In native teachings, the color black means many things, but it does not mean evil. Black can mean the seeking of answers, the void, or the road of the spiritual or non-physical. The blue-black of Raven contains an iridescence that speaks of the magic of darkness and the changeability of form and shape that brings an awakening in the process. Yeah, black stones are really protective because they absorb, right? Obsidian, for example. All right. Raven is the messenger that carries all energy flows of ceremonial magic between the ceremony itself and the intended destination. For instance, if a ceremony is being performed to send energy to a disaster area where people need courage and strength, Raven would be the courier of that energy flow. The intention could be to allow the people of the devastated area to feel the concern and support of the participants in the ceremony. If you have chosen Raven, magic is in the air. Do not try to figure it out. You cannot. It is the power of the unknown at work, and something special is about to happen. The deeper mystery, however, is how you will respond to the sparkling synchronicity of this alchemical moment. Will you recognize it and use it to further enhance your growth? Can you accept it as a gift from the Great Spirit? Or will you limit the power of the great mystery by explaining it away? It may be time to call Raven as a courier to carry an intention, some healing energy, a thought, or a message. Raven is the patron of smoke signals to spirit message represented by smoke. So if you want to send a message to the blue road of spirit in order to contact the ancients, call Raven. Or who knows, the ancients may be trying to call you. Remember, this magic moment came from the void of darkness, and the challenge is to bring it to light. In doing so, you will have honored the magician within. That transmutation energy, right? And, the tower is all about transformation and change. So, and the yin is the darkness, the void, the dark new moon. Okay, since we have so much magic in the air, I'm going to get some of these making magic cards, and we should wrap this up shortly. You had a lot of messages this month, Aries. Goddess, healing feminine energy. Okay, well, the yin came up. And we have the Festival of Imbolc with the fire goddess Bridget. the first of the 3 phases, the maiden, mother, crone. So we're just at the beginning. We're at the beginning phase. Self-confidence, strong self-belief, and sense of worth. And then healing, true healing of the mind, body, and soul. Wonderful. Okay, so now between now and the March or May eclipse, I think you're going to see big changes and magic sweep through your life if you allow it. And underneath we have the triple moon goddess, again emphasized, embracing all aspects of yourself, the divine and the earthly. So no matter where you are on your journey, know that you're not going to be led astray here in the self-confidence. You're exactly where you need to be in exactly the right place and time. But changes are coming for you if you're allowing to let them in and work with the energy that's coming. Okay, let's get your angel cards. For Aries. All right, you got a few here. Got kindness. Be kind to yourself and others always. You never know what struggle you're going through or they're going through. Creativity. Again, this could be undoing a creative block. We also have education. Okay, that's interesting that the realization card, it had a book in the background, right? And birds are the air element that often bring messages and information, higher perspectives. So there could be some research again that you're doing, some expansion of the mind. Maybe that'll help you create more fully and completely. We have depth. A lot of deep healing going on, looking deep within your soul here in the self-reflection. And efficiency. Okay, well, it doesn't look like work or energy is going to be a problem for you this month, or maybe that's what you're working on improving. Maybe overcoming some procrastination. And resilience, yeah. Well, you're definitely overcoming boundaries, overcoming this square, this challenge and mountain to climb. So you have the power to surge forward there, Aries. Okay. I believe in you. You should believe in you. I hope you have a beautiful February, and hopefully we'll see you for those moon readings. Take care. Bye.